Welcome, friends. My name is Candace Devin, and Omni Productions is pleased you could join us for another edition of The Community, your breath of fresh air in positive and informative local television programming. I hope that everyone has had a pleasant week and your Saturday has gotten your weekend off to a wonderful start. Last month, the community brought you exclusive coverage of the Zachary City Council meeting at which Mayor David Amrine got unanimous approval to enter into a cooperative endeavor with East Baton Rouge Parish to begin work on improving McCoast Road and making it a safer thoroughfare to travel. On Monday, with a little more fanfare and a greater media presence, Mayor Amrine and Baton Rouge Mayor President Kip Holden held a press conference to announce that the agreement was in place and the first phase of the project was ready. Preliminary work, studies, and surveys have been conducted in the past, but now that the project is a go, the first phase will be land acquisition. Preston Gill covered the press conference for the community and interviewed several governmental officials about the project. He also managed to get an exclusive ride-along interview with Metro Councilman Trey Welch and Zachary Department of Public Works head Chris Davizak to examine the current condition of what Preston has called McAccident Road and what will be done to bring this substandard road into the 21st century. For our lead story this week, Preston filed the following report as a special edition of Parish Profiles with Metro Councilman Trey Welch.
Trey, what's going on today?
All right, well, what we're doing is that something that we started a long time ago. This actually predates me. And Chris Davizak, who's here with the DPW from Zachary, what this is what we've done is we've decided that we've lost enough lives on this road. There's been enough people who have died on this road that have been hurt on this road. It's gotten too narrow, and what we're doing is we're widening McCoast Road all the way out, the entire road.
Save some lives, save some injuries.
That's exactly what we're here to do. We got school buses that are going to start going back and forth across this road, and we cannot take any more chances with those kids' lives or any of the people that live on this road.
Thank you, Councilman. We appreciate you joining us every week here on Parish Profiles.
I spoke with Zachary City Councilman Tommy Womack, who lives on this road and represents this district and has seen for many years just how dangerous this road really is.
Councilman Womack, we're even closer.
We are much closer now. This is an official project between the city of Baton Rouge and city of Zachary. We have documents all signed and ready to go, and now we're in the process of starting the land acquisition phase.
We've got a couple of your fellow council members here with us, but this is a citywide thing, but it's inside of your district. Tell us how important this is.
Well, it's a safety issue, and safety issues due to infrastructure are imperative to any council member, anybody in public office. It is our duty and responsibility to see that the infrastructure is as safe as we can possibly make it.
Councilman, I know that this is a long day in coming. It must bring a bit of joy to your heart to see it getting here close.
Oh, absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. There was a lot of people. This is not just a Tommy Womack thing. This is a big team effort. David Amrine, Chris Davizak specifically, Mayor Holden, some of the previous administrations, Mr. Henry Martinez started this. Also my predecessor, the late Melvin Riley, was instrumental in getting this off the ground. And we're excited that today's the day that we're actually getting started.
DPW head Davizak says the project will address both safety and drainage.
So we're going to go ahead and we're going to have two 12-foot lanes with two 4-foot shoulders on each side. The ditches will be panned out to where there'll be shallow ditches. It's going to help the drainage over here immensely. And the bottom line is the safety of the thing, the safety of the road. There's been a lot of accidents in the last few years and some deaths. So we're hoping to fix that problem.
So it's a significant project.
Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir.
Councilman Welch from the Metro Council will be joining us to look at some of the issues here on the road after this press conference. Would you join us?
I'd be more than happy to, sure.
Police Chief David McDavid says that when this road gets fixed, his officers will be aggressively enforcing the speed limit.
Well, throughout my 28 career here at the Police Department in Zachary, we worked numerous traffic accidents, including fatalities here, and it's a very dangerous road. If you drive down it, you'll see the curves, no really shoulders The ditches are deep and that. So through my career, we worked a lot of fatalities here. A lot of people are coming down, avoiding the middle of town because of traffic there, coming through here to get to Plank Road and going out east. So as the police department, we have been and will continue working speed and traffic enforcement on this highway.
So just because it's a better highway, don't think you can go faster on it?
That's correct. We're going to aggressively pursue speeders and traffic violations on this road.
Speeders beware, because this was a dangerous road. This project is looking to make it a little safer, and Police Chief David McDavid says he wants to keep it that way.
That's right, and that's why we'll continue to pursue that.
When the press conference concluded, we took a ride with Metro Councilman Welch and DPW head David Zach.
The road itself has claimed a lot of heartache. It's claimed some lives. It's claimed some futures. That's what this whole project is about, is making this road safer. You've got culverts that go just almost vertical. You see the trees on either side of the roads. You'll see that they've got pink ribbon tied around them. Those are all trees that are going to have to be moved out of the way, because they also pose a hazard. Anytime somebody runs off this road, they're going straight into those trees.
So I see a lot of ribbons.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the ones that one of the young men who lost his life hit a tree. There is no room for error in this, and actually in some places you see the road is failing.
Well, the ditches are going to be fanned out, okay? They're going to be flattened out and extended further out on 10 foot on each side from the existing property lines. Where they're at right now, they'll go out 10 foot.
You can kind of see the way our truck is and the way this truck is coming towards us. There's really no room for either one of them to get piped. Either one of these trucks were a little bit larger, one of us would have to stop and pull into a driveway like that truck just did.
Your lanes here will be 12 foot wide. Right now they're about 8.5 to 9, if that. And then you'll have 4 foot shoulder also on each side of the road. You can look at the condition of that road and that ditch. That's just that's a bad accident waiting to happen.
I'm looking at where that road is failing, where it's coming up underneath the asphalt itself. Right. As bad as the liability would be for the city, we can keep somebody's life from, protecting them, and that's what it's all about. Because there ain't an amount of money out there that's going to bring anybody back. It's going to help the people that live on the road. It's going to make it safer for them. It's going to make it safer for their kids, their grandkids. It's going to make it safer for them.
10 foot, basically giving up the ditch.
Right.
That's about it.
Giving up a ditch and getting it improved.
That's right. And we do have some people that have committed early on, but we're going back through the process now under 2 different administrations. So we're starting that process now. I think Councilman Womack is going to be big in that part, walking down the street, because he actually lives on this road. And we'll go from there, But the intent is to get everybody on board.
The road becomes Zachary's property. What that means is 2 things happen. Is that the city of Zachary takes local control over the road, but the other thing that happens is that the police department also get to come and make sure that they have the ability to write tickets on this road for people who are speeding, people that are reckless. It's going to help the people that live on the road. It's going to make it safer for them. It's going to make it safer for their kids, their grandkids. It's going to make it safer for them. These are the kind of things that are going to be fixed. That's what this whole project is about, is making this road safer.
Both of you have spent years on this project. It's a testament to both of y'all's work.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all being here with us and recognizing it.
City officials say that some commitments have already been obtained from landowners along the highway to donate about 10 feet of property on either side of the road to the city, which is basically the existing ditch and a few feet. Councilman Tommy Womack, who both serves that district and lives on the road, is one of those who have agreed to donate that small strip of property. He has already begun what he says will be a house-to-house campaign along with other officials to explain the project, answer questions, and to get other property owners on McCoast Road to donate the 10 feet, or at least get them to agree to a quick and reasonable settlement rather than forcing litigation. Whether there is a settlement or a donation, everyone appears to agree that a quick consensus and meeting of the minds is preferable so that work can begin before another accident occurs, resulting in the loss of property, health, or life. On a programming note, next week's entire episode of The Community will be devoted to this issue. Omni Productions will also broadcast the program on WBRZ at 6 a.m. next Saturday. We are anticipating Judge Duke Welch, who is also a former District 1 council member, to join us in that production. Please be sure to join us at our regularly scheduled time and pass the word that we'll also be on WBRZ at 6 a.m. on Saturday. And if you can't watch us live, then be sure to set your DVRs.
This is Annie, born at 2:48 a.m., Lane Regional Medical Center. Our first baby. I was so excited and nervous, but everything and everyone around me was perfect, including Annie. 10 perfect fingers and 10 perfect toes. My doctor said, "You're gonna love Lane." What he didn't say was how much they would love us back. Baby Lane, where the road of life begins.
Welcome back, friends. By now, most of you have had your kiddies in school a couple of days. School began in East Baton Rouge on Wednesday and in Baker and Zachary on Thursday. Up in Slaughter, they've been in school a full week since they began classes on the 3rd. And schools in Central School District will begin classes on Monday. The community encourages our viewers to make sure that students are in school on time, reminding you that every minute of learning is important. In addition to the fact that unexcused tardies are counted as absences in regards to state truancy laws, as we learned in one of our segments last week. After a couple months without morning and afternoon school zones, we want to remind drivers that speeds must be reduced during school zone hours for the safety of the kids, or you could be facing a rather hefty fine. Please slow down and be extra careful. If not for your pocketbook, then do it for the children.
Please slow down for school zones.
Last week, Preston had a special message of appreciation for our sponsors and those that help us make this show possible. He wants to repeat his thanks again and encourage you to patronize the services of those that help us bring you the community.
You know, back in 1977, I began a banking experience with the Bank of Zachary when I bought my first brand new car. They've been a wonderful bank for many, many years. They have done a lot to bring this exposure to the community by advertising our show on their marquee. Lane Regional Medical Center, I went to them a couple of years ago when I had cardiac symptoms. Dr. Thompson and Lane were instrumental in getting me back to a clean bill of health. I appreciated their services back then. I appreciate what Lane is doing right now with good health and helping sponsor the show. I got to know Trey Welch and his family several years ago. I got to admire and respect them quite a bit. His part on the show, Parish Profiles, is quite informative and helps bring value to our show. I appreciate him being a part of our show as well. When I considered selling my home a few years ago, the agent that I called was Susie Gautreaux. Why did I call her? Because I knew that she would be committed to her client, that with her knowledge and experience, she was the best agent that I could call. I was not disappointed. I'm certainly not disappointed that she's joined us and has her section selling with Susie with us each week. I thank these individuals and these companies. I encourage you to give consideration to patronizing the Bank of Zachary, Lane Regional Medical Center, Attorney Trey Welch, Susie Gautreaux Realtor, not just because they're sponsors, but because these are individuals that will certainly be interested in you as their client. Speaking of Susie Gautreaux, let's go to her segment, Selling with Susie.
In this week's segment of Susie Sells Homes, we'll be discussing first impressions. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. I know your mama told you that. Adding cost-effective amenities and improving the general cleanliness and condition of your home is called staging. To make the most out of each showing, follow these tips. Size up the competition. Are you familiar with other homes in the area that buyers may be previewing? Be sure the condition of your home is in the game. Add simple curb appeal by keeping your lawn mowed and landscaping trimmed. You can also power wash the driveway, walkways, garage doors, and the exterior of your home. Declutter and unpersonalize. This allows buyers to envision their lives in this home. Pack up accessories and personal mementos that aren't being used on a daily basis. Clearly defined spaces. Be sure buyers can see what uses each space is intended for. Remove large furniture from small areas to maximize the flow. Buyers are attracted to clean, bright, and neutral spaces. Be sure your kitchen and bathrooms are very clean. Open window coverings to let in natural light, and change your wall color to a tasteful neutral shade. Follow these tips and try to look at your house through a buyer's eyes as though you've never seen it before. Any time and money invested will bring you a greater return and a quicker sale. I'm Susie Gautreaux with Keller Williams Realty, and at this time I'd like to preview a few of my many listings with you.
Please be sure to call Susie if you're in the market to buy or sell a property, and we would appreciate it if you let her know that you saw the spot on the community. Last week, Preston told our viewers in the Baker area that city officials were asking for their input in formulating a master plan for the city and its economic development. All it takes is a few minutes to fill out a questionnaire that can be picked up at City Hall on Groom Road, or that can be done online. The Louisiana Development Ready Community Program assists state communities to successfully pursue and capture economic opportunities. Each year, local municipalities compete in this program by submitting an application. This year, the city of Baker was selected along with 4 other cities. As part of the program, the city is asking every resident and business within the city limits to fill out a business or community survey. LaTanya Anderson is the LDRC project manager for Baker. She and school board member Doris Alexander spoke to the community about this issue.
And we are creating a strategic 5-year plan for the economic development of the city of Baker. We have created a steering committee that will look at all of the things that the city of Baker needs to improve in, and we are holding community meetings and we are holding town meetings, and so we need everyone's support and participation in trying to make Baker a better city.
It is important that all of the citizens of Baker participate in this process, because this process is designed to help our schools here in the Baker community. It is also designed to encourage more business participation in this community. Please fill out the survey.
If you are a resident or a business, you can log on to the City of Baker's website, and the very first page, as soon as you log on, you would see surveys for businesses and residents, or if you don't have access to a computer, you can pick those surveys up at City Hall, 3325 Groom Road here in Baker.
In this week's Good Health feature, brought to you by Lane Regional Medical Center, we are told about the importance of a colonoscopy. This and other procedures can be done safely and conveniently right here in Zachary at Lane Regional.
Hey, I'm Renee Story. I'm a registered nurse at Lane Regional Medical Center's Endoscopy Center. I'd like to give you a bit of information about what we do here and why it's so important to have a colonoscopy exam done. We have 4 state-of-the-art procedure rooms. We also have a minor surgery room. In those procedure rooms, we can perform EGDs, which is esophagogastroduodenoscopy. We also perform bronchoscopies, and we perform colonoscopies. It's important to have a screening colonoscopy exam at age 50, just to make sure there's no polyps. Colon cancers arise from colon polyps, and we need to screen you and make sure that we take care of that early. Colon cancer is the #1 most preventable form of cancer with appropriate detection. If you have a first-degree relative that has colon cancer, that's a mother, father, sister, or brother, then you need to come in at least 10 years prior to their age at diagnosis. Some of the signs and symptoms of colon cancer are changes in your bowel habits, meaning if you went every day, now you don't, that's a change. If you went every day and it was normal and now it's not, that's a change, and that needs to be investigated. Belly pain, if your belly's hurting you, that's not normal, might need to be investigated. Rectal bleeding is never considered normal. That should always be investigated. That's something you should discuss with your physician, and you should come in and see us at Lane Regional Medical Center and get a colonoscopy exam done. That way, Lane can help save your life. Let's go take a look at one of our procedure rooms. This is one of our 4 procedure rooms. In these rooms, we have our cameras and our scopes. This is where this is housed. We're a split lab. We have Pentex equipment, we have Olympus equipment. Both are state-of-the-art. This happens to be the Pentex equipment that I'm standing next to. You couldn't ask for better optics, so that way we can see that polyp before it ever becomes an issue for you. Our Evotech machine is state-of-the-art. It reprocesses our scope. What that means for you is we're guaranteed your scope is clean. Can't get any cleaner. Even if there's a microscopic tear inside a channel that we would never be able to see, that reprocessor picks it up, so we know we're not going to transmit any infection from someone else to you. So if you're aged 50 or over, you have any signs and symptoms of colon cancer, please get with your doctor and schedule to see us for a colonoscopy exam at Lane Regional Medical Center Endoscopy Department. We want to save your life, so come in, see us, and let us help you.
We thank you so much, Renee, for the timely and informative information. In our final segment this week, we join Preston as he observed a training seminar held at the Zachary Fire Department. This exercise is designed to help firemen extricate one of their own should something unexpected happen at a fire scene. We observed one segment of this seminar last month, and now we have a front row seat to the training exercise based on a different scenario.
In our previous episode with the Zachary Fire Department, we talked about RICS, the training program for extricating a fireman from an emergency situation in a fire. Once again, we have visiting with us Deputy Chief Armand. Deputy Chief, appreciate you joining us today.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about the RICS program as we talked about last week.
Once again, the RIC program is termed Rapid Intervention Crew. This crew is sent to any working fire inside the parish of East Baton Rouge to assist with a possible downed firefighter during firefighting operation. The RIC crew will navigate any obstacles that they come to. They will listen for the firefighter's pass device and make access to the firefighter in order to remove him.
Now what is he doing here?
He's tethering the line. He's going to bring that rope bag with him in case the hose gets knocked loose or pushed away or whatever. He still has a line that he follows that rope out. He knows the way out.
Now that pass device, what is that?
That's called a personal alert safety system. With no movement for approximately 20 seconds to 30 seconds, the alarm will sound, and it alerts everyone on the fire scene that there could possibly be an emergency situation involving a firefighter.
Ready to rock and roll?
This is simulating the initial access to the structure. Sometimes firemen can use doors or windows. Sometimes they have to make a hole to go into a structure because of a collapse, which is 2 pallets put together. Simulates any obstacles from a collapse or furniture or anything that might be in their way that they need to get through to get to the firefighter.
What is this? Why do you have a tube here?
The tube is to simulate a confined space. Once again, maybe from a collapse where the roof might have fell in on a firefighter, that they might have to go through and around certain obstacles to get to the downed firefighter. It is possible that when we go into a fire that we will not be able to see our hand in front of our face. So while we do training, we are training for the worst case scenario. We place their Nomex hood, which is one of our pieces of equipment we use for personal protection, around. We turn it around over their face shield so they're not allowed to see what's going on. Everything done in these drills is done by hand.
It looks like they're kind of feeling around on him. What are they doing?
They are feeling to find what orientation he is to the obstacles that they have to go back through. They're also feeling for his face piece.
They're taking his face piece off now. Why is that?
In this particular scenario that we're doing, his face piece was damaged. So what the RIC crew is doing is taking his mask off of him, and they're going to place a new mask that they brought in the RIC bag.
And the RIC bag is this orange bag right here?
Yes, sir. The orange bag contains an extra air bottle, an extra mask, and an extra regulator. Basically, it contains everything that's on the back of the firefighter without the framework.
You're losing air.
This is why we have training.
Think about how y'all gonna get him.
It's very hard to pull somebody that's unconscious or basically dead weight. They're trying to basically use the rope as a mechanical advantage. Our job, whether fighting fire or rescuing a firefighter or even a civilian, is very labor intensive. The gear that we wear, including the air pack, weighs anywhere between 50 to 70 pounds.
They're wrapping up, they're taking their stuff off. Obviously, we can see how exhausted they are just in this practice session.
Every time we finish a drill, we'll sit down, usually with the instructor and the people that were involved in the drill, and critique what happened throughout the drill and what could have been done better or what was done excellent during the drill.
And I kept hearing somebody say, pull, and I pull, and then he'll stop. I said, he caught on something. I was trying to hit Matt now. When they hooked me up, they had the RIC bag over here.
Chief, thank you very much. Sometimes we and the rest of us really don't know how hard y'all work. Really, we appreciate it.
We appreciate y'all's time and exposing us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Remember, if you have a business to advertise or a story idea or event for us to cover, give us a call at the community at 225-505-6294. We encourage you to tell your friends and neighbors to watch our show every week. And don't forget, in addition to our regularly scheduled program next week, our special edition on McCoast Road will air at 6 a.m. on WBRZ. We'll see you then and next week, only on the community.